And even with the Anambra election also, people are saying, look, INEC, with the INEC chairman's statement, people are saying, look, it's as if you're acting as you know, an extension of the ruling party at the center. Mind you, the ruling party at the center was quick to say, look, in spite of the fact that the candidate at the state level was complaining, the party was quick to congratulate the electoral umpire to say, look, well, you've done a good job, because there seems to be, you know, an understanding between the state governor and the president, just the same way you have that understanding in Ogun State. And so we've seen, we're only seeing it play out. And then, mind you, these states.
What's the understanding in Ogun State? I'm sorry.
Sorry, in Ondo State.
I'm a little in the dark.
Ondo State.
Oh, well.
And so, if you also understand this, all of these states, they have people who are yearning to take over from these governors that are leaving. And so, if you leave to another party now, what's the influence of that party at the center? It's all about the center, because the center is so powerful. So what's the influence of that party at the center? If the party at the center had some form of you know, massive influence, not even at the assembly, because to the best of my knowledge, the National Assembly is just there. Let me leave it at that, just there.
It's not in the opposition, it's not in
the party at all, it's just there.
So it's neutral.
Very, 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 very neutral. And that's why you find out that before anything transpires at that level, they hold caucus meetings, you know, where alliance and negotiations are made, and then the speaker or the Senate president has, you know, this, in spite of the fact that is so is it first among equals, but the way they operate, you don't see them as equal. You know, you see the speaker having overbearing, you know, influence on so many of that. So that's why in most cases they say the Senate president had been able, you know, to control this volatile house, or the speaker had been able to be in charge in spite of all, you know, this
that neutrality. One would think that that neutrality could also mean objectivity. Do you think that it could be objective towards 2015?
The neutrality is not about objectivity. The neutrality here is about personal interest. Mind you, all of these alliances is not about ideology, because if it were like if you discuss American politics, if a sitting governor decamps from Republican to Democrat, that would be political suicide for that governor, because people will ask questions. So that means you never believe in the ideas of the party, and so that means if you can fall for this, you can fall for anything. And so, but what you have here, it's about people's personal interest. That is why you find out that even before now, the PDP has been the PDP's opposition. If you remember, in the Senate, Chuba Okadibo was Evan was impeached by the PDP Senate. Chuba Okadibo, it was the same thing. PDP were majority. How about the House? Patricia Ete, it was the integrity group led by Farouk Lawa. They are members of PDP. How about the crisis Gali Naba had with Obasanjo? It was the same PDP members. Bankole's issue too. It was the same Dino Melaye, who was a PDP member. And so it had never been about party ideology. It's about personal interest. And so when you now begin to say, oh, the party, some have defected to APC, and so some are still in PDP, and so we're going to see a robust debate on issues. And no, this is
the structure changes, and it's still the same.
It's the same. It's just what you have is a man remove custom uniform and wears the immigration uniform. It remains the same person.
Okay, security agency.
It's the same security agency. So
we're working towards. Now, some will say we're working towards 2015, but let's look at the structures. This PDP governors who have moved to the NPDP governor who has moved to APC now. The structure on ground is a PDP structure, so to speak. So what will happen in 2015? With the structures, when we're talking about structures on ground, they are not, you cannot, the party structures are different from the governor structures. But the governor has wields a lot of That's why, because now you have the money to share. You are in authority. The moment you leave that position, I'm telling you, some of them, when they celebrate birthdays, you see more than half of the newspaper pages
are taken by contractors and associates to congratulate them. The moment they leave office, how many of their birthday messages do you still see on the pages of newspapers? So that is what is at play here. The moment they leave office, these influences, these structures will collapse. Silva in Bayelsa, do you still the kind of influence that man had in Bayelsa before he left office? Do you see him with that influence? The man is looking for is like a political orphan now, and so looking for anything that is against the current administration, he would cling to it. And that's what you're going to have at the same at this state level also come 2015. That's why some of them are not ready to leave. Now look, no, we can't. We need to remain here.
I wanted us to look at the structure you talked about. Automatically, if you're a governor, you're the party leader of your state.
Yes.
But somehow, some of these 7 lost that position on structures before some of them moved. How important is that position when you say you're the party leader in your state? For at least that can give us an idea of why the bickering from some of these individuals that have said, look, we must be giving back our party hold in our states.
You see, that's where the crisis, that's where the issue, it is. Because the same people that are saying, give us back the hold of our party at our state level, are telling the president we need to grab a hold of the party at the federal level. Because that's why I told you, Nota, that there's a difference between the governor structure and the party structure. In some cases, they are collapse. When there's an understanding, they are collapse. There's an alliance. The party structures will appoint some commissioners, the governor will appoint some commissioners. But in certain cases, the governor will, grab, take a hold of the entire structure and want to control. And mind you, there were people, occupying these structures, holding on to these structures before the advent of that governor. And so, in some cases, they are ready to leave. But in some other cases, they say, no, there's a difference between, politics and governance. We've, crossed the politics of the administration. Let's move into governance now. Forget about the party structures. The party structures should be there to call you to order when you derail. But because they know that the way they got into office is not through credible processes, so they always want to have a say, in whatever happened. And that's why you will continue to have this internal crisis. There's no state in the entire federation where they don't have internal factions or political parties. In some cases, that's why you see Wike saying, no, it is my turn, and Amechi saying, no, it is not your turn. The same way Amechi said, look, it is my turn, and Obasanjo and Co said, no, it is not your turn. It's all about, personal interest. Ordinarily, what you should have, it's, you have the political party, the elected candidates. The moment the candidate gets into office, he becomes a candidate of everybody, irrespective of those that vote for him or did not vote for him. That's where you now transcend politics to governance.
Don't you think APC should be wary of this? Shouldn't they be concerned? Because if the same individuals you have always complained about, or people from the party you've always complained about, are now with you, and secondly, from history, they've always gone back to the PDP. Shouldn't they be worried that these people might also be moles coming into the APC?
For now, they are not worried, because all they want now is, look, whether you are my enemy or not, I just need the numbers. Give us the numbers. And then also for the Nigerian people, we are largely literate, so we really don't understand. So some people believe that once these governors move to APC, let's have alternative. And so for that, some people are of the view that, look, irrespective of what they've done before, the moment you move into this party, they have their own structures, they have their own mechanism, they have their own way of dealing with their people, and so naturally these people will change. And I don't know how a man who is more than 50 will change, from using right hand to using left overnight. And so, but the issue you should also look at is in APC truly, and I listened to Senator Olorunmi Bemamora. He said in APC there are no ambition. You get what you are given, and that's why you see the politics playing out in Ekiti now. Look,
that's not an attribute of what they call development or a good life. That you don't.
That's why I'm telling you,
aspire.
No, there are no aspirations. Well, you see, even in Lagos State, apart from Senator Ganiyu Solomon, who had come out to say, look, I want to be governor. All others are saying we're waiting for our leaders to, you know, if given, I will love